Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mikey Report for July 12th, 2010. I am Mikey Edwards, and sorry it took me a little late to get this going. It's been one eventful day. So, here we go with today's top information. On tonight's broadcast, we have an update on the BP oil well capping, some good news in baseball, and a look at the markets and how they did. Also, we have your local forecast for the next 9 days of your life. First, our top story, which has been for over 80 days now, the BP oil spill and the disaster at Deepwater Horizon oil well. Top hat number 10, that cap that I was telling you about a couple days ago, was actually placed on that leaking well just about 4 hours ago. The cap will be tested and monitored to see if it can withstand pressure from oil and gas starting tomorrow morning for 6 to 48 hours, according to the incident commander, Thad Allen. So finally, it seems like there's very good news coming from the Gulf. Now, we know for a fact BP wasn't moving like it's oil, it was moving like molasses. This situation has been a hot topic, as we all well know, for many people. Not only us up north, but also for those in the Gulf and between everything going on with the wildlife and endangered species and the tourism and everything else that's been affected. Granted, no oil spill is good, but this one has been completely atrocious. Now, let's get off of this horrible topic, because if I keep going, we'll go on forever, and we don't need that. We can have our own debate about that sometime. And let's go on to how the stock markets fared today. None of the major indices increased all that much. The Dow was only up by 18 points, finishing at 10,216. The Nasdaq went up 2 points to 2198, and the S&P 500 was under a point, 0.79 to be exact, to 1078.75. Now it's time. Now we want to take a look at the local weather around eastern Pennsylvania, and if you want your town's forecast mentioned in the Mikey Report, please comment or message the Mikey Report, youtube.com/user/medwardshow, and we'll put your forecast right here on the broadcast. So, down here in the Mikey Report studios, it got to be around 91 degrees here in the Philly metro area. Up in my hometown, the neck of the woods, around Mount Cobb, Pennsylvania, Hamlin, it was a balmy 87 degrees. Not often do we get in the high 80s up there, unless the humidity's factored into the equation, and boy, does it get humid up there, let me tell you. Currently, all across eastern PA, we have the upper 60s to lower 70s, 67 up in 66, 67 up in Hamlin, 70 down here in Phoenixville, 72 in Philly. This late afternoon into evening, we had some major thunderstorms come through the area, but thankfully enough, power stayed back on, or else it wouldn't have been pretty. We would not have gotten the Mikey Report off without any lighting. Since we probably wouldn't have had lights. So, fortunately enough, we're able to bring it to you today. More of the same with the storms will factor into today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, both in Scranton metro area and here in Philly area, where for Scranton metro area, highs are projected to be about 75 and 83 degrees respectively for the next 2 days. Some thunderstorms are in the forecast for Saturday and next Tuesday and Wednesday. You can scratch the next Wednesday one for the Philly metro, but it's definitely similar. Otherwise, weather is fine and dandy, and temperatures sell for the majority of the 9 days in the lower 80s in the Scranton area. Philly Metro, like I said, similar forecast playing out with high temperatures and humidity lurking. High 80s to low 90s in most spots on throughout the next 9 days. Really not much in the world. This has been a slow news day for us. We try to bring you good news, not a whole lot of bad news, because we don't want to dampen your day. No pun with the thunderstorms either intended, but if you want to take the pun, you can. Sports action, home run dirt. Not much in the world of sports. All-Star Week for baseball. Home run derby was this evening. David Ortiz of the Red Sox won the State Farm home run derby this year. State Farm giving over $500,000 to the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. David Ortiz had 32 home runs tonight, 8 of them in the first round, 13 in the second round, and 11 in the final, beating out Hanley Ramirez of the Marlins. And like I said, Hanley Ramirez was runner-up. He had 26 total home runs, 5 of them coming in the final round, 21 in the first 2 combined. The Tour de France had a rest day today, and it will resume with stage 9 tomorrow. And I think that is one of the quickest newscasts I have ever done. I think I am looking at 7 minutes here. And yes, I'm going country. I actually was doing a little bit of Marv Albert while we were shooting hoops. A few buddies of mine and I. Anyway. So, Monster Jam, he's on fire! And that wasn't the best Marv Albert, but I had it pretty good earlier. One friend nicknamed me Marv Albert, so that's really saying something. But actually, I have my own unique style, and as you very well know. And if you're wondering why I'm clean shaven, it's because, well, I needed to change things up for one. For two, I messed up on the shaving. No, I didn't cut myself. I just ended up trying to cut the beard and it didn't work. So I shaved it all off, and then I'm like, the mustache ain't gonna work. So cut the mustache off as well. The only thing is my nose is itchy right now. Not much in entertainment news. Lindsay Lohan pretty much not wanting to count down the days until she goes back to jail. But has to. I don't even remember how many days there are. There's probably like 6 or 7 days before she goes back to the slammer. And then 90 days of jail, and then 90 days of a substance abuse program, which I think that psyche eval I told you about, I think last week, will be taking place. Otherwise, I think that's everything. I want to make a plug for another thing that I do, which is plastic canvas. I'm in the process right now of making crowns. Let me back out so you could see. In the process of making crowns for day camp I'm helping out with. So, if you want to order any plastic canvas, go to mottplasticcanvas.com. I mean, not .com, .webs.com. mottplasticcanvas.webs.com in order to get your plastic canvas gifts. That's all for the Mikey Report. I'm Mikey Edwards saying see ya.